So, on the latest episode of Adventures with Lily, we're going to explain how I ended up in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, instead of in New York. Coming back from New Orleans yesterday, which I had a wonderful time this weekend. Like a really, really, really wonderful time with my friends and stuff like that, you know. It was just a great experience. You know, I went to New Orleans about 20 years ago under, you know, different circumstances. And I was like literally a completely different person. So I wanted to go back with new eyes, ears, and everything else and see how I could experience that same city just as a different person. And I am here to say, like, it gave me something completely different. Like, I can't even explain the contrast. Or maybe I can, but that's not what I'm going to do today. But, yeah, so I was headed back to New York. What's up, Gerard? I was headed back to New York yesterday. We got to the airport early. And because I fly a lot and because my best friend is a flight attendant, he's taught me like the ins and outs of flying and things like that. So I'm going to share a few of those things with you. And that's how I ended up in Miami instead of New York, because I had every intention of coming home. So one thing is summer flying. Well, no, let me just start with the first thing. The first thing is we just cannot control the weather, you all. We cannot control the weather. And a lot of things in life in general are out of our control, and weather happens to be one of them, okay? So I've learned a lot about how weather affects the flying and what weather affects flying and things like that. And one of those things is thunderstorms, like thunder and lightning and things like that. So with lightning, it literally stops everything, you know? From what I understand, and I hope I'm going to explain it to you correctly. If I don't, I know he's going to drop down in the comment section and get me right together if I misquote. But with lightning, say you have a place where your plane is coming from, right? To arrive to wherever airport that you're waiting for it to get to. So yesterday happens to be New Orleans. And then you have the airport that you're going to be going to, which happened to be, for me, I was going to fly into Jersey. So that's the New York, Jersey area, okay? So my plane was coming from Mexico, was coming from Cancun, coming to pick us up in New Orleans, going to New York, okay? Now, when you're dealing with lightning, they have to, oh my God, look at these two big ass lizards running across the street like they ain't got nothing to do with their life. Random. They're huge. So random. Okay. Hi, two big lizards running up the tree. Hey, girl. Where your friend at? You know I'm such a Pisces. And then there's a small one right here. I don't know if you see that one. I am such a Pisces. I am so easily distracted. Okay? All right. Back to my story. So with lightning, every time a lightning strike happens, whether it is at the airport that you're at or the airport that you're going to, they have to stop everything. Like, they can't come out and do anything with the planes at the airport you're going to or the airport that you're at for 30 minutes until 30 minutes after the last lightning strike. So if lightning strikes and they wait 29 minutes to make a move, and then 29 minutes, you know, later, lightning strikes again, you're like SOL, because then they have to wait another 30 minutes, okay? So you got that going on, right? So we got them, so the night before, I always try to check and see what the T is on my flights, right? Well, no, like what the T is on the weather. The weather of where I'm at, the weather of where I'm going, and you can also see, one of the pilots showed me how to be able to tell where the plane is coming from as well, right? So I checked the weather. So the night before I checked, and I saw thunderstorms in all three cities. I said, okay, it's going to be one of them days, okay? So let me mentally prepare myself. Let me physically prepare myself, a.k.a. get some snacks, right? Because it's going to be a long day. And mentally prepare myself to, you know what, I'm about to turn this cute little airport into my office for the day. Okay, so that's what I did. I was able to sit down and get a lot of work done. Like, it was literally a typical work day, because one thing about working for yourself, you can just turn anywhere into an office. So yesterday, New Orleans airport happened to be my office. Okay, good stuff. Lizards, what's up with y'all today? Because y'all just out and about. Like, tell me what the tea is. They're having a whole party. So I check the weather. I get mentally prepared. Okay, cute. Boom. We get to the airport. The delays start immediately. So there's other people was going back to New York besides me and flying on different airlines, and they were going through the same thing. Their delays, they got wind of their delays before we could even get through security. All right, cool. Long story short, it just kept being delayed in different airlines until they canceled all flights to New York, period, except for the airline that I was flying with. Okay. We're holding out for hope at this point. That's cute. But I'm also aware of this other piece, this other element, because pilots, especially pilots, and then you have the crew that includes the flight attendants as well. They can't time out. They can't go into overtime in the air, especially the pilot. Like, you don't want a pilot going into overtime and just flying too many hours. Well, whether you want to or not, they can't do it by law. So I'm thinking about this. I'm like, you know what? I know they keeping hope alive, you know, which is cute. I'm really happy for you trying to keep hope alive. But I also know that if they hit overtime while we're in these delays and waiting for everything to be clear, because I had looked, the plane still ain't left. Oh, girl, I left a piece out. So my plane coming from Mexico had to reroute because of weather and ended up in Houston, okay? She was never supposed to be there, but they had to make a stop in Houston for safety reasons, right? We want you to be safe. And that's what I'm always caring about. I'd rather be safe. You know, I'll deal with the delays. I would rather be safe. I would want the people on the plane to be safe. So you're just not going to really catch me complaining like that, right? All right? So this is not a complaining rant, because I'm just not going to do that when I've gotten to my destination safely. And the people that I know that had to go to their destinations, they got wherever they needed to go safely too. So this is not a complaint. This is definitely just to kind of educate people of like what I've learned in my travels. Okay, so I'm checking. I see Miss Plane is still down to the Houston. Okay, I'm like, oh, all right. So I go up to the pilot, because now I'm starting to get that feeling, like that intuition. I said, you know, Miss Pilot girl. I didn't say that, but you know, like, you know, in my head. And I was like, what's the tea? Like, what's going on with this plane? Like, you know, are y'all about to time out? Because is that a possibility? He was like, you know what? I may have to check my hours, because if I time out or somebody in that crew time out, this plane will be delayed. This plane will be canceled. I said, I don't know why, but I need to start making some other plans, because I feel like this plane is going to be canceled. And I don't want to be stuck here by myself tonight, because I wasn't mentally prepared for that part. Like, if I have no problem with going on vacation by myself, right? That's not my problem. I go any damn where by myself. But I'm usually mentally prepared for it for a lot of reasons, for safety reasons and all kind of stuff, right? Because yeah, I'm tough and all that other stuff, and yeah, I'm comfortable in my own skin, but I'm also a realist, and I know I have to protect myself in certain ways. So, you know, I just wasn't prepared to be in New Orleans by myself overnight. So okay, cool. But I thank God I have other options. And so I looked, I was like, boom, I have a place to go to in Miami. I booked a flight to Miami. I was able to book it and get on that flight in time. Got here late last night, and I'm here today. I'm deciding to stay here today, and I'm talking to you all. I'm about to go make the beach my office today. That's going to make up for making the airport my office yesterday, okay? So, my cousin says, hold on, I'm trying to read it. Sorry you're experiencing this. I've seen a lot of people saying flights being canceled. Also seeing ads for people to train and apply. Okay, yes. Thanks for bringing that up. Yes. there have been a lot of cancellations because of lack of employees, and this is across the board. This is for every airline. This is for every airport. If you go to any airport, because like I said, I've been traveling a lot lately, and one of the things that I'm seeing is the TSA line. Oh, I'm gonna have to post a video of the TSA line from yesterday, y'all. Girl, she was long. Like, it was out of control. It took me over an hour just to get through the TSA line. I love this little area right here. It took me another hour to get through the TSA line. I love this area. I always love walking that strip right there that I just walked. I always love coming through this park right here. All that good stuff. Like I said, this is one of my favorite cities. Now this building, I don't know if this building was here last time I was here, and I was just here a few months ago. I don't know how much they got done. I don't know. That just doesn't look familiar to me. But yeah, it definitely is a great view. Good afternoon, Tanika. I love these condos and stuff here. And you know what, though? It's humid here today, per usual, in South Florida. But the thing is, you get this beautiful breeze. Because when I was in New Orleans, that was the only thing about New Orleans that had me just reevaluating everything I thought I believed in my life. That humidity. Like, that's ungodly. Like, how do people... Whoa. That humidity was insane. It was almost like walking through a soup bowl or something, you know? But it's, like I said, very humid here as well. It's just that you have a beautiful breeze to accompany it that makes it a little less unbearable, if that makes any sense. So, with that being said, hope you all enjoyed the education on flying one-on-one in the summertime, because you know in summertime this is hurricane season, this is thunderstorm season, in places like where I'm at right now in South Florida, or Florida in general, like especially, well, yeah, in Florida in general, or even in New Orleans, like all of these places is hurricane season, it's rainy season. So usually it rains every day. It's like the sky's gonna just open up, give her an old nasty piece of thunderstorm, and then she gonna go back like nothing happened, okay? That would delay flights. Also, best time to fly? Listen, I know a lot of y'all don't like to get up. She don't like to get up. But best time to fly is early in the morning, all right? So just take a little last look at what I'm looking at. These beautiful trees, this beautiful scenery. I'm gonna go ahead and take all of this in. Hello, Keisha. I'm gonna go ahead and take in all of this beauty and all of this nature and just be and just enjoy before I have to get back to the rat race of New York, which I love. So, yeah, that's that. And until next time, always remember to ask yourself, what? Why be limited? Love you. Mwah.